Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Now, 12 days of Sideshow ended just a few days ago, over the weekend. And there were a lot of reveals, a lot of great reveals, a lot of new information, a lot of stuff that is coming this year. Very exciting times. So in this video, I want to break down all the news, all the teasers, and I want to really present to you what I like, what I dislike, what I think about these reveals for the company, what they represent for collectors, and also for the industry as a whole. So stay tuned. Okay guys, we are here at Sideshow's website, and I'm going to have the link of this particular page on the description, so that way you can come at it whenever you want to do it on your own time. But here we're gonna go on detail of all of them. Of course, you have the 12 reveals, and it's kind of neat the way they have it. So we're gonna go each one of them. This is the first one that was revealed, and this was actually sculpted. The sculpt is done by the Kucharik brothers, who I'm a big fan of. I'm really they're friends of mine as well. But they're phenomenal artists, and they do fantastic work. And they're very humble. You can follow them on Facebook. They're definitely good people there. They are really great, and I'm so glad that they're actually getting the opportunity to really showcase their art. And I've been following them since they were doing stuff, I would say, for Bowen Designs, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big sucker of their work, and definitely they're doing it. They're not the only people doing this. They're doing the sculpt, but also everything else. There's other people involved in the process, the designing team at Sideshow, but also the tailoring team, all of this, all the cape and all that. Some people are trying to compare this with the one that was produced by in this case by XM Studios. I would say they're very similar in so many ways. At least, of course, is Doctor Strange. I love they using the classic design of Doctor Strange. The other one is kind of like in a sitting pose. This is more like he's standing up, but definitely they're both dynamic in their own way. And I would not say that one is better than the other. I think they're both great. They're both perfect. Of course, this is the newest one, and this is probably the cheapest, and this is actually the cheapest one in comparison to XM. But they're both fantastic, and definitely they are great pieces. So I'm very glad. So this, of course, they're still they're not on pre-order yet, but they will be on pre-order, and you can actually sign up on the waiting list or whatever, so they can notify you when it's time to pre-order. So that's the first reveal that they got, and I think that was a big one. Now we go to the second one. This is another one that is very fascinating. This is Superman Call to Action premium format figure. You can buy it now, actually, but man, looking at that, it's just amazing. This is just a classic pose of Superman, and some people were mentioning the fact that this has been done before. There's a couple of customs, even before customs, there were a couple of pieces produced by DC, a smaller scale, that were produced with this same pose. But of course, this is a classic pose from, I would say, the classic movies or from the classic comic book stories. So I don't think it's something that they're copying one of the other. It's just a classic pose that has always been used, and of course everyone makes it different. There are a couple of variations, but I love this. Actually, I was showing this to my wife, and she loved it. I love the detail here, and of course the tailoring. This is definitely a great premium format. And if you go there, it says buy now, so we're gonna look it up. So it has interchangeable heads, as you can see. This is, I think, just the classic. Really love it. Oh man, this is a fun piece. It is definitely a fun piece, and definitely one that, I don't know, it's, to me, for all the things that Sasha does, and sometimes we give him a lot of flack because a lot of things that we think that they just repeat things over and over. I love this concept. It's a simple concept, but very dynamic for what it is, and it looks gorgeous. I think it's a great concept. Some people are going to complain about leaning issues in this piece because, of course, of the pose. And of course, it's going to have that, but man, they did a great job. But this is something that you don't get to see a lot. You know, you always get to see the classic outfit and all, but this is just, it's just at a time, it's pretty much, it's just a glance. It's just a time and place. It's something, it captures that time and place. And it's definitely great. So you got two portraits, the alternate portrait, and of course, I think this is going to be the regular, as you can see, the one with the hat and the glasses, and then you got the alternate portrait. But man, they look great, and I'm telling you, I'm a sucker for this kind of things. The new concepts like this, they really look at the shoes. Even the shoes have a lot of detail. They look great. Man, they put a lot of detail on the shoes, and you can see the socks there. Man, this is a great job, even in the tailoring on this. The water is, of course, is, some muddy water there. Great. It's just a great concept. They did a phenomenal work with this, and definitely I would say kudos to them. It's $5.95 in pre-order, arriving in August 2020, this year in October. So man, this is a good one, and as you can see, it's showing the people involved in that. You got Matt Black has been doing a lot of sculpts for them, Tim Hansen, you also Randolph Williams. A lot of these people are people that they work for their team for Sideshow. But I'm gonna give them credit for this. They did a phenomenal job on this piece. Definitely, they did a fantastic job. So this was the second reveal. Now the third one, and this is one, of course, Harley Quinn. Right now, it's always one that sells a lot. This is a beautiful piece, but I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about it, because I feel that there's so many Harley Quinns out there now, and so many different variations. I think it's one of those characters that is overly done, but of course sells, and because it sells now, of course, the upcoming film, of course, a lot of people are excited for it. Harley Quinn, Hell on Wheels. It's a good concept, of course, but it's just something that at some point you feel like, man, how many Harley Quinns can they come up with? But of course, it's something that sells, and this is a beautiful piece, well done. No doubt. Some people were saying that it was a bit too hot for it, what it is, but of course, it's Harley Quinn. But definitely, it's a good concept. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about it. I like the more classic Harley Quinn, but that's just me. If you know me well, you know that I like classic stuff. So now we're moving up to the next one, and this is just kind of like just a quick reveal for Taskmaster. And as you know, the upcoming Black Widow film. So of course we're going to see a lot of stuff, based on the film. And as usual, Sideshow always utilize those moments to really produce that, because that's what pushes sales. Definitely the movies do. And but we only have this, just the teaser, and we haven't seen that. But it's a premium format figure, and this is one that definitely is going to be interesting to I would say to watch when it comes out. And I definitely would like a more classic Taskmaster design, something more newer or based on the film. Definitely would be great if it's not really based on the film, but mostly based on the comics. That's going to put it, set it in a different level. So this is going to be on pre-order in the near future. As you can see right there, you can sign up. This was another reveal. And now we go into the fifth one, and this is something that they always do, and these are the busts. And this is the Mythos legendary scale bust for Predator Barbarian. And for some reason, I can tell you one thing, the Predator line has always been a popular part of Sideshow. They have done it for years. For some reason, they're always uber expensive, and I definitely don't know why, but it seems that the collectors for Predator, the collectors for Terminator, they're always big on this Alien and all that kind of stuff. Definitely, and in this case, Sasha knows how to cater to the audience and that specific particular group within the community of collectors, so statue collectors, which is interesting. And this is will be available for pre-order in the near future, of course. So this was a quick reveal. I'm sure that we'll get to see this year at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, these are the Sideshow originals. Now, Sideshow also, besides producing their, for different licenses, they also create their own concepts and their own lines, and it's good in the sense that it's money to them, in the sense that they're not paying for licenses because everything is in-house, so they make more profit out of it. So they have some great concepts, and they got Meet the Dragon Slayer, Bounty Hunter, and Dark Sorceress Sideshow originals. And of course, this is the 12 Days of Sideshow. And as you can see, Dragon Slayer, Warrior Forge, Inflamed Statue. Let me see if we can get something beyond this. I think it's just a picture, as you can see, just that. That's all they got. And it's kind of cool. I like this sword. So this is more like, based on, I would say right now, the RPGs are so pretty much so popular, any RPG type of game and things like that. So I think it will, that type of crowd that loves dragons and all that kind of stuff, definitely they're gonna love it. It's cool, but it's of course it's not based on anything that is out there. And then you got this Bounty Hunter, which is an interesting concept. I'm more into the sci-fi space, the galactic stuff, and this is Galactic Gun for Hire. A statue, kind of has a little bit of and the look is kind of like a Mass Effect kind of thing, which I'm really into Mass Effect. So I don't know, kind of, it's interesting. And of course, that was the other one they announced. And they got this Dark Sorceress, Guardian of the Void statue. And it says right there, it's coming soon. So right now they're just showcasing that. Definitely this is something new that they're doing. And they're adding up to the other lines that they have done in the past. And definitely this is just for a niche group that are looking for something totally different. Probably the collectors are kind of tired of the same old things, Marvel or the DC, all those classic lines and licenses. They want something new and different. So definitely there's something here for everyone. So now we go to the next thing, and there was a new license announcements also during this time. They announced that they're going to do work for The Witcher, and of course now The Witcher is a very popular video game, very popular book, and now with the series, and I've been actually watching The Witcher recently with Henry Cavill. I haven't finished it yet, but when I finish it, I'll review it in this channel. And also Cyberpunk 2077, the game that is coming next year. And all these are projects that are done by CD Projekt Red. That's the company that is producing both video games. So they're gonna base it on The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Prior to this, we have statues. Dark Horse Direct is doing some statues, but they're on their small scale. So now that Sideshow is going to get into it, so we're going to get to see the bigger stuff. I think Prime One was doing also stuff for The Witcher, but now it's going to be Sideshow, and it's coming 2020. Of course, right now CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077 is coming this year, and people are so really excited and static for the game. So definitely it's a great time to kind of push this type of things. And of course, Sideshow is going to take advantage of those things because that's what people want. Now, moving on, we go into number 8. And in number 8, we have Robin. And this is Tim Drake Robin. And this is one that is really nice. I really like it. And I definitely, recently, Robin has been gotten a lot of love from other companies. Of course, we have Robins that are coming from XM, Prime One, and of course, now Sideshow also doing it. And this one is definitely very, very fun. I love this pose. I love the style. Some people were thinking about it would be, in this case, Damian Wayne, but at the beginning, before they just announced the Robin logo, but now that we see the piece, well, first now it's Tim Drake, and I really like it. It's just a fun piece. I really like this style. Reminds me of pretty much it has the feel of in this case the Robin from the 90s, but also of course the Robin more recent Robin, Tim Drake, and it's cool. I love this piece. Love the design, love the pose. Definitely is dynamic. It's fun. It's a fun piece, and definitely one that I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be ready to jump on. And this is something that I really like about how the DC line, particularly the Batman line, has unfolded, and they have produced so many great pieces. Sideshow has really catered so well, has done really well with the Batman line, and I don't think there are many complaints about it. Every year we get a lot of reveals, some new characters, and whether they're villains and also allies of Batman. So definitely the Bat family is coming along so nicely, and definitely that's always a cool thing. So now we're moving on to the next one, and this is Cinderella statue. And this is based on the J. Scott Campbell Fairy Tale Fantasies collection. And as you know, in this channel, I have review J. Scott Campbell art, and I'm a big fan of his art. And definitely, this is another one that is kind of nice. Now, the only thing that I don't understand is why many of the statues, something correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that a lot of the statues that are produced for J. Scott Campbell, the characters always have the closed eyes, and it's kind of interesting that they choose that for every statue. I don't know why they choose that. I don't know if that's part of the approval process. It has to be approved at some point. This statue is by J. Scott, and I'm sure he's not gonna say no to him. But why is it that they always? And that started even from Gwen Stacy statue with the closed eyes, and it seems like many statues, if I remember well, many of them have the closed eyes. It's just weird, but the art, it looks good. Some people I was in the Facebook groups were complaining about this statue or the design. I don't know why, because it looks great, and they were saying that sometimes it doesn't translate so well to statues. The art of J. Scott Campbell, I disagree. I think it translates well. It depends on, I would say, your perspective. Everyone has a different opinion. So in my opinion, they have translated well, some better than others, but in the end, I think they do a fantastic job. And definitely this is another one that adds up to the line that they have created with that collection and with J. Scott Campbell. So now moving on to the next thing, and this is one that a lot of people were super excited about, and of course we haven't seen much, is the Silver Surfer maquette. Now, we had a Silver Surfer from Sideshow years ago, and it was a piece that it was so sold out, people loved it, and still it's a sold out piece. It's very hard to come by. There have been other concepts of the Silver Surfer, fantastic commissions that I've seen throughout the years. It is a character that really translates so well in any statue form, in any size, even on Bowen designs. I've seen so many different scales, and Silver Surfer is just a great character. Now, the reason why we're seeing this is exciting, not only because for statue purposes, but also because if you pay attention, you realize that sometimes the connection that a lot of these collectible companies and also toy companies have with Marvel is the one that really allows these companies to produce this type of things. And most of the time, Marvel chooses very carefully what's produced based on something that they're gonna come up very soon, what there is a project they have. So having this reveal also, not only it's good for collectors, but also it's good in the sense that we are going to see the Silver Surfer at some point within the Marvel universe. Whether it's going to happen sooner or later, whether we're going to see something, even at least some type of reveal or preview through the Eternals, I'm using that as an example, then we know that he is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And of course, now I'm not talking really about collectibles, but the fact that it's here, it really shows cases that really Marvel is preparing for, in this case, the Silver Surfer always has a connection, of course, with Galactus. And if there's a connection with Galactus, then we know that there has to be a connection with the Fantastic Four. So we know all of that kind of stuff, and of course in some parts the X-Men. So this is good news. So it's exciting, and definitely not only from the perspective of there's another statue and there's another maquette of the Silver Surfer, and it's cool, and I'm really looking forward to the final reveal, but also because it means that we're going to get to see a lot of more cool stuff, and later in this year or maybe next year or in the next 2-3 years, we're going to get to see a lot of beautiful pieces, and definitely this is a sign. So it's a geeky, maybe I'm seeing a lot into it, but in my experience, and I've been dealing with these things for years, definitely I know that in this case, if there is sound in the water, then we know that there's a store coming. There's something coming. Now this is another one. This is Captain Marvel, but this is for in this case a new Captain Marvel statue, and this is for the Avengers Assemble line. I think it's a 1/5 scale. If I'm not mistaken, it's 1/6, 1/5. I don't remember right now, but this is another one, and definitely, it's interesting. I know a lot of people, I'm not happy with this, the way Marvel has used, in this case, Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers in recent years. Of course, the movie, of course, the comic book stories and all of that. But to me, it's exciting, and definitely this line is growing really strong, and it's healthy, and they have produced a lot of characters, and they continue adding more characters to this Avengers Assemble line, which, in my opinion, it's cool. It's cool that they continue doing so. So it is a healthy line, and Captain Marvel, of course, this is just a teaser, as a preview, but definitely it's good that we're getting to see more characters, and more will come eventually. So that's good. Now, our final reveal on this, and this is another premium format, and this is probably the only Star Wars thing that they showcase, but a lot of people, particularly Star Wars fans, are going to jump on it because, of course, it is Star Wars. And this is the Royal Guard premium format figure. Very cool. Love the detail. For a time, there was a time where Sideshow was kind of stepping back from a lot of mixed media, and I know a lot of collectors don't like mixed media. But there is a place for it in the collectible world, in my opinion. And Sideshow is the best in the industry when it comes about mixed media. And of course, they were making a lot of mistakes, and of course, they have to step back, and they were doing a lot of fully sculpted pieces. I'm still good with that. But there are pieces that still need tailoring, and this is one of them. Yeah, you can have it fully sculpted, but you will notice it. This one doesn't have it. It's very nice, of course. The whole cape, the robe, the red robe, it looks great. So definitely this is going to be another addition, and I'm sure some people are going to add probably more than one, probably two to end the display, because definitely you don't need only one, you need two. So definitely this is going to come expensive. But this is another concept that is definitely very, very good. So as you can see, and I'm going back to the main page, so you can see all these reveals, and of course there were other reveals, like we had a bus, and it's not showing up here for in this case for Joker. That's another bus that was also revealed. There were other reveals, they're not showing up here, but they were there, and it's kind of interesting. I would say that it was an eclectic 12 days. There are things from Marvel, a lot of things from Marvel actually, and there are things for DC. And that's good. You know, I like that. I like they had the basic ones, as you can see, the basics Marvel stuff, the basic characters. The only thing that I would say that it's kind of safe in some ways, because some characters are kind of safe. Of course, you got Superman. That's a safe play. You have Harley Quinn. That's a safe play. Captain Marvel is a safe play right now. But Doctor Strange probably is pretty much of the left field. Taskmaster is one also. Although, you know, right now because of the films, of course, you know, Doctor Strange is popular because of the MCU. Taskmaster is coming into the MCU, and Robin, of course, it's a good line. So it's necessary to have it. You already have Batman. You already have Batgirl. So you definitely need Robin and everything else, but Silver Surfer is also one that is also, even though it might feel that it's out of the left field, is definitely also stating what Marvel is planning to do in the future. And Captain Marvel is a safe character, and of course the Red Guard, the Royal Guard premium format figure, that's a good one too. So it is a safe bet, but definitely it's fun. And I really like what Sideshow is doing, and definitely when it comes about variety, they still manage to do a lot. Well, there you have it. Now, what do you think about them? Are you excited for any of these reveals? Are you going to pre-order? Are you going to wait until they come out? Are you going to purchase, or is a simple pass for you? Let me know in the comments below. I would like to hear your opinion. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to this channel, and to follow me on social media. All the links are down below. So once again, God bless, take care, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.